Mhm, 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 mhm. Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's
Live
gonna be.
on Facebook, guys. We're live on Facebook and on Zoom. So, what's up, guys? So, today's subject today we're gonna talk about um today's subject is what are men suffering in silence? That's what we're gonna be talking about today. If men are suffering in silence. So, uh let me ask you guys a question. What First of all, what made you guys think about this question? What is it that uh you guys feel that why this needs to be talked about? Why is this important to for people to know?
Well, first of all, let me say this. Um, Men are perceived to be supposed to be very strong. Men are perceived to, of course, we're not supposed to talk much. We're not supposed to show much emotion, much feeling, because we're men. We're supposed to hold things in. But when you do that, when you start holding things in, something psychological can happen to that man. And because a man feels like he's not supposed to be too expressive with his feelings or what he's going through, a lot of times you'll see men close up and won't say much. And that creates the suffer in silence effect. When a man is behind closed doors, like, okay, when he's out in the world or in front of people, he's vibrant, he's um, could be the life of the party or anything. Or he could just, appear to just, just be, what they call normal, what I mean, just down to earth, chill, or whatever the case may be, or outgoing, whatever personality he has, whatever the personality the man has in front of people, we don't know what that man is truly going through behind closed doors when he's alone. And I think a lot of men suffer in silence because we're, of course, most men are not supposed to talk about their feelings. Now, I'm not saying, the world wants to hear everything you're going through. That I'm not saying, but at the same time, I think when you don't have someone to talk to, when you don't have someone that could, you know, give you some good advice, or sometimes you can get some things off your chest that you may have been feeling, or whatever that's been building up inside of you, whatever the case may be, whatever the situation. I think that causes men to suffer in silence. Um, it can be it can be solo, it can be relationship wise, right? Men can suffer inside their relationships because we're trained to not say much. We're trained to not necessarily trained, but taught, excuse me, just taught or perceived to be, this impenetrable force, this impenetrable, you know, human being. But at the same time, we take damage. You know, we take hits. And a lot of times, a man has feelings too, but one thing people need to know that men express their feelings differently. And depending on a man, he may express his feelings differently from another man. But at the end of the day, men do have a way to express their feelings. So, you know, in regard, excuse me, um, do men suffer in their own relationships? Um, are men truly being valued? Now, I'm not talking about just any man, right? I'm talking about the ones that deserve it, the ones that put in the work, right? Wherever that case may be, family or structure, just even work within themselves to better themselves, to have a more understanding of their own path. Again, do men suffer in their own relationships? Do women even see the value of a man that they have? We all have trauma. Okay, everyone has trauma, but when two people come together, is their trauma the downfall, or is their trauma the reason where they can overcome things? What type of psyche does a man have? As a leader of the household, the man is a natural born leader. He takes the role, but what type of psyche does he have?
Yeah.
So again, these are things we just talk about. So I'm gonna let Mr. Shalom break it down further. So thanks a lot.
Gotcha. Mr. Shalom?
Yes. I mean, we talk about mental illness for men. We talk about last conversation about delete men. They suffer in silence. But the question is, why are they going through their suffering? Who made the initiative to help?
Yeah.
Who made the initiative to say, hey, bro, I didn't see you for a minute. How have you been? How's the family? See, people want you around their circle when it benefits them. When there's no more beneficial, you don't exist in their circle. That feeling neglect. So when you feel like you belong around people, then your opinion change. The feeling you was feeling was fake. Because if it's true, regardless what lifestyle you choose in life, because you have shared that bond with that person, is real. Men are suffering in silence. Men are having this mental illness. To be honest with you, majority, 95% of women don't give a damn. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about what you're suffering from, they bring their own suffering.
Yeah, they throw it out there, right?
Yeah, so that's the reason why men are not talking about mental illness with themselves. Men are not being verbal. And if you open up to a woman, is you're gonna use it against them. When they get mad, they're gonna use it against you. That's one. The second thing they're gonna do is they're gonna see you as, are you weak? And every man growing up, don't show your weakness in front of no woman. Even if you show your weakness, you're crying. It would take a special woman. It would take a special woman to say, you know what? My man he's coming to me. This is what I was waiting for. This is what I was looking for. Because I know all that strong he has, those strong features. He's a human being. He loves, he cares. He's doing everything in his power to maintain and keep the things that we have, even if he don't have a lot. But he's a man. But now he's crying. He's like, I got his back. I got him. They don't care about, 95% of women don't care about the mental of a man. They can lie in your face, they care, but look at the action. Somebody can tell you something and do the opposite and still say they're doing what you said they was doing. But lying in front of your face, when they're going to close the door, they don't have that sympathy or that conscience that, damn, I'm not this person and I cannot help this person. Let me find somebody else. He have to look for that person to help. Nobody care about the man. Nobody want to hear about the man crying about his stuff. But that's the reason why Kevin Samuels and all these other different YouTuber, Red Pill, Passport Kings. They let us. We getting tired crying out to the wrong people. So that's why all this short came out, to let women understand that we're a man, we do have feelings and emotion, but at the same time, we're not going to tolerate this no more. They said don't feed your pearl to swines. And that's why I asked that question last time. Knowing what we know now, all them dates, all them relationships was we went and put ourselves into. We would never do that. We ready to buy it. Why would I waste a year try to get what I can buy in 1 month? Why would I waste a year, 2 years try to get this deceiver? By the end of the day, I can go pay $160, $150 for it. So now, as a man, they're not looking at men. They're looking at men as, oh, what car he driving? He can work hard. He's a hard worker. If he's not a hard worker, oh, you gotta look at this. People that have money and them nice cars was Gandhi's females that would never look at us. So for me, yes, men are suffering in silence. Yes, husbands. That's the reason why some of them will go to strip club. That's the reason some of them will go. They will have their own, smoke club. They suffer in silence because they know that if they open their mouth, nobody cares. They're gonna say you're weak. But the person that should care is the person that say they want to be in our life and take us to the next level, but their action don't match what they send out of their mouth. So man gonna suffer in silence. We deal with depression, we deal with anxiety, we deal with frustration, and we can't lay it out because we gonna hurt somebody. So we're dying silently. So that's my input, sir. That's why I came up with today. Men are suffering in silence. A female can say, I'm not happy, and leave and take everything the man worked for. Can you imagine? You're dealing with a woman knowing that you marry her, she can potentially take half of your stuff that she didn't work for.
Yeah.
The anxiety that's going to get you, the frustration that's going to get you, you're going to have to say, I got to get out of here before I hurt somebody. Where's the help? There's no help for men. We just got to create a little group. We got to create a little village. We got to create a little thing for us as men to have, because, yeah, we build the world, but where's the appreciation? There's no appreciation. We're dealing with some ungrateful people. So if your wife is not appreciating you, you're dying silently, bro.
Yeah.
So that's it, sir.
I got you. All right. Well, I mean, that goes back to one of the that video that we made a while ago when we were talking about how why the majority of men are committing suicide. Why is the suicide rate 3 times higher than females, almost 4 times higher than women. So and a lot of that, I believe, comes down to what you just said. But I believe that's just one part of it. But just imagine dealing with all of that, everything that you just said. At the same time, you know, the whole world changing around you and the whole world changing so fast and having uh having to face everything, and sometimes you feel like you're doing it on your own because we are the one that, us men, either it's true or not, we feel like we're the ones that have to provide. Like we feel like we are the ones that have to go out there, keep the family safe, uh make sure they have food on the table. It just feel like that's our responsibility. And even though that's changing, and but we still are programmed that way. So when the world is changing so much and we are no longer feeling like we are needed because um you know everything, like I said, the whole world is changing. Like now you don't have to be dependent on another person. Like let's say women don't have to be dependent on men anymore, which is good. It's a good thing. Women, women work, which is a great thing too. Like women work, women, do their thing. They, which is an amazing thing. But now, men are still programmed that way, so they still feel like, man, am I needed? And do I need to uh do more? What do I need to figure something different out to feel needed? Like what else? What else do I do? Like the only thing that I got left is just being a father, and I mean, which is great, which is exactly, you know, you know, which is exactly one of those amazing things that that you get to be as a man. But since everything else now is being replaced, and it's being you don't need to be the one doing those things anymore. Now it's starting to feel okay. So I guess the I guess the only reason why I'm here in this world, the only reason why I'm here now is just to be a dad. And what what else, what else can I do? I don't really need to be a provider no more. I mean, you know yes, I could be, I could be the provider, but it's no longer like the requirement. But that's how that that's the thing. That's how us men we've been. That's how we've been programmed. That's how we think. Um, and even for me, like right now, it's a very confusing time because it's like, okay, how do I adapt? How do I adapt to the changing times? How do I adapt to still be able to be able to follow how I've been programmed, but at the same time adapt to the modern times, adapt to the fact that women don't really need you anymore. Um, so how do I adapt to like you not being the provider anymore, even though you want to be the provider, but you don't have to be the provider. So yes, it's creating less stress on you on that part, but at the same time, you being a man, it's just like the program, and it's just like a whole bunch of confusion when it comes to us men, when it comes to that, man. It is, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like I don't know. It's like really hard for me to put it right now into words. It's like us men want to go out there. It just built in us to be the one that to be going out there, to be the one fixing things, to be the one to want to go out there and feel proud that we don't, we bring the bread home. we taking, we putting a roof over our family. We're doing all these things, and it makes us feel proud to do that. But I believe that when you don't need to do that anymore, when that's no longer a thing, now men start getting confused. Like, hey, oh shit, why do what's my purpose now? Yeah, I could go to work, but hey, my wife makes 2 times more money than I do, so why do I need to? Why do I need to do it? Like, well, the motivation uh starts to go away. The motivation that you had before starts to go away, and then that leads to a lot of depression in men. And then on top of that, um, on top of men not feeling needing, then it's everything that you just said. Women not understanding that, men, uh, yeah, women, women are understanding that women understanding like we are some emotionless creatures that we don't suffer, that we don't feel, uh, that we will never feel uh like they feel, that we cannot feel those emotions. And people throwing, and people just throwing stuff at you, or the, like nagging you, and stuff like that. I can't even imagine everything that I went through here, you know, being depressed at home, going through everything that I went through. And when it comes to me losing my job, when I got let go and not being able to provide and not being able to do the the things that I needed to do to supply for my family, I can't imagine how will a man going through that, as a man, at the same time having a wife that's just nagging in your ears all the time and calling you a whole bunch of names. I can't imagine how a man will want to survive that or even want to still be alive after, like, yo, I just lost everything that I thought would make me a man. I just lost the my sense of providing for my sense of providing for my family, my sense of being a provider, my sense of being like that father, the everything I've been working for. I just lost everything. And just imagine at the same time having uh, a woman calling you a piece of shit, or calling you a loser, or calling you, or nagging in your ears and telling you and stressing you out. I am so grateful God gave me like one of the greatest women in the world, man. I am so grateful I found that, because I cannot imagine if I would have had a different type of wife, man. If I would have a So if somebody else would have been my wife, like one of those that just nag and nag at their man for everything, I can't. I probably wouldn't be here right now. I probably would have hanged myself a long time ago. I'm not even gonna like, or took my car and just run it up a hill somewhere. Like, there's a lot of mountains out here, and a lot of deep. I could have just drove off my car and just wee, and I would have been in a different place, and I don't have to hear the nagging anymore. But but I bet you a lot of men think that way. There's a lot of men out there that are going through that. A lot of men out there are losing their jobs, and they're losing their sense of providing. They're feeling that they are providing for a family. So probably they feel useless. They're going through a lot, and even though it may not be real, that's how it's just the way that we feel, because that's the way we've been programmed. So you know, you know, going through that, and men going through that and facing and having that woman just not understanding, and I just feel bad about what's about to happen, especially now when So many people are about to lose their jobs. Who knows if money's even gonna be around in in the next couple of years with banks getting freaking I don't know. But a lot of shit is about to go down, man. And man, we're gonna take it hard, especially if we have women like that. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like talk bad, because there are amazing, there's amazing, great women out there. So I'm not trying to say anything about just women, because there are some men too. There's gonna be a lot of women that are gonna lose their jobs too, and there's gonna be a whole bunch of men that are not gonna be able to, that are probably not gonna understand them too, and treat them like crap. But what I'm saying is a lot of people are gonna go through a lot of stuff, and the whole thing is supporting each other. When you become partners with somebody, that's exactly what you are, a partner. Meaning when the other person is low, you support them, you help them come up, you help them get back up. You don't kick them when they low. You don't kick them when they low. You allow them to come up and you help them come up. That's what a partner is. And that's what we do as partners. And that's what I do here. That's how things go down here in my relationship. Uh, so that's what that's what I got to say so far. But back to you guys, Mr. Sue. Anything else that you would like to add, Mr. Shalom?
I have a question.
Yeah.
It is so sad. Can you imagine somebody have their daughter and give birth to a girl and raise a tyrant in a house? You're raising a son as a tyrant in somebody else's house.
Mm-hmm.
And the man, they want us to be men in tradition, but they're not tradition. They want us to have our roles and put us in this tradition role. They have none. It's all about deception. No tradition role. How can a prostitute ask for marriage and wear a white dress? And she demand a ring. She have 1,000 bodies.
Yeah.
She have slept with 1,000 men. She won a $10,000 ring. But she want a provider, protector, preserver.
Jesus.
She want a man. She want a tradition man. The thing is, appreciation go a long way. And action will make sure that it can go through whatever hardship it is. It will stand. To me, it's like they're raising men to be more girly than making. I say this. How can you ask an irresponsible person to be irresponsible? How can you like you come into a relationship and then the man decides, you know what, I'm gonna drive all these other females to distraction and make you my only one focus. But even moving all the distraction, there was a wife right there. That's not gonna argue. Gonna argue about with you. She's gonna have her ways, but she's not gonna. Like I said, bro, we live in a delusion. This whole thing is delusion.
Yep.
Everything's delusional. Get whatever. That's the reason why they don't respect us.
Yeah.
They respect when they want the police to come over. They respect a man when a fire truck come over. They respect a man to go to war. They respect a man to go fight their boyfriend or try to delete their baby daddy. That's when they will respect us. They respect when we have money. But I have all of these things. You think I have respect for you? That you don't respect me if I don't have none of these things. Why would I have you? Why would I show respect to you? Because your mother? I have a mother. If my mother think like how you thinking and move the way you moving, then I said, Lord, why did I come to her? If my mother think the way you thinking and have no respect for no man, is to get what you can, use him, abuse him, and dispose him. If my mother think like that, I will ask the Lord, why did I come to her? But that's how you act. They don't have respect for men. That's why men suffer silence, because this woman is supposed to be our mate. This woman is supposed to be our wife. I call it gargoyle. They come alive at night. All what you see in that flower is not what it really is. They call it whatever. Not everything that shines is gold. All of these things they were saying. But then the man too, you the same way too with this man too. It's the same way. Some of these men don't have no respect for none of these females. Some of us do. So we in this culture now that is, I don't care about men feeling. I'm gonna use them, abuse them, and dispose them. The man now, I don't care about her feeling. I'm gonna use her, abuse it, and dispose of her. You don't have respect for us. You only respect us this. I'm gonna respect when you give me money. I'm gonna respect you when you go to work. I'm gonna respect you when you establish something. So you ain't gonna do it on us, and then we die, and then what you gonna happen? Let both sides have respect for each other. If you know you don't have respect for men, then be by yourself and be with your own kind. Same thing with men. If you don't have respect for the female, do your thing. But that's my thing, man. Man, please get help. Get your fellows and build something, find something to do. That's all I have to say. Mr. Sewell, you on, sir?
Yeah, Mr. So anything else?
Just wrapping up real quick. For men, work on yourself. Truly work on yourself. Men, know what your goals and your visions are. Place them in your life. Place goals and visions in your life. Men, don't move stagnant. We all know we're doing something for money, but don't be afraid to learn some new things that can help us along the way. Okay, because it's not just about making all the money in the world, right? We're learning how to build better family structures. We're learning how to better our kids because, not everybody who has money has, normal children, right? Okay, so we're trying to address some things that can help people identify some of their own self issues, but also just for the women, when you're out there with your husband or with your man, lady, support your husband, understand his psychology. Hopefully you got the right one that got all his peanuts together. But again, if you don't have one that don't have it, why is that? Is he lashing out for a reason? A lot of men will lash out because their money ain't right. And if Ladies, so if your man is lashing out because his money is being spent constantly and he's always talking about his money is low, then understand we need to look at something. Uh, so again, it takes two. I'm not saying that, you're going to fix the leak overnight. I'm not saying your relationship is going to be built overnight, but what I'm saying is that you got to have a plan. You got to have a good starting point so you know where to work on and where to work at. Because when you look on the other side of what you're working on, you want to make sure that better come out of it. Meaning that I understand what I have to do. As the man, he understands what he has to do. The woman understands what she has to do. I was talking to my brother Shalon earlier. One of the main reasons about women that I see is that they want the house. They want a man to provide the house. They want a man to provide the car or to provide security, provide protection, provide the time and the time spent with her. They want these things. But I ask all ladies that, why would you get married if you don't want to be under subjection to your husband? You see, these things, when you get what a lot of times, that's why women will go for what they feel as though a more moderate man, because dominant men are the ones who are suffering. Men who are perceived as strong or come off too hard or come off too loud or too aggressive. But that's just not the case when a lot of men are just set in their goal and they driven. And a lot of times what happens is a woman will see a strong man, but she'll try to change him. And that's the problem. Women don't, when you see a strong man, that's not for him to change. You got to understand the lion that you have, because you have a lion. You have someone that has a huge mane. His mane is big. So you can't come into a man and look at him as a challenge to change. You got to look at that man as, okay, he is dominant, so I must learn how to work with him. But when a dominant man speaks to his woman, she starts thinking that, my father don't talk to me like that. You're not my father to talk to me like that. Not knowing that when a woman gets married, she releases all authority from the father and it goes to the husband. And that's something that a lot of women don't understand. Baby, when you get married, your father don't hold the authority anymore. Your husband do. So if you don't want that man that you're marrying to have that much authority over you, then you shouldn't be getting married. That means you got married for the wrong reasons. That means you came into a marriage looking to change that man and to try to manipulate that man to be like what you want him to be, instead of letting that man be who his natural nature is. You see, when a woman tries to come in and try to confuse the man of his natural nature, that's when problems come in. And I told you, it's going to show up in your children. Your children's going to see it. Your relationship may go according to plan, how you want it. But when your kids start having their relationships, you're going to start seeing the misteaching in their homes. Their homes is going to be challenged now because of what you did, because of what they seen. So when they see, so just like if a child sees that a woman is majorly dominating the marriage, or she's the one dominating the household, then that girl is going to grow up to try to find a man to go dominate. Because that's what she thinks what marriage is. I got to find a man who's going to allow me to dominate him, to rule him. And when that happens, you're going to create a confusion now, because now what's happening is, who's the man and who's the woman? Is the man only the man if somebody breaks in a home? Then he's the man now, because he has to go downstairs and protect the house. Now he's the man. But when it comes to following decisions or who is the leader in the home, oh, it's both of y'all now. Both, everybody's the leader. But with somebody breaking a house, that's the man's job. But how come the woman don't go downstairs and battle the intruder? Because the first thing she's going to say was, I'm not the man, you are. Well, okay. If that's the case, then we got to have clarification on all things. That means I got to be the man on everything, not just be the man when someone's breaking in the house. And so that's why I say, when you're dealing with a lion, ladies, you're not supposed to change that lion. You work with him. You understand that lion to move around that lion because you know he's aggressive. And aggressive doesn't mean hit your woman. Aggressive doesn't mean just yell or always, talk with abrupt, always being abrupt. When you have an aggressive man, that means he doesn't bend as easily. He takes challenges head on and he doesn't buckle underneath challenges. He takes it. A dominant man commands his respect. I don't care how much money it is. He wants his respect. It's a dominant man. Okay? You may got a man who has a vision, but you want him to be at home all day with you. And that man says, I can't be at home. I got to make this money. I got to go out here to support my family. That man may have a business vision, and he's not going to surrender his business vision just so you can see him be a stay-at-home dad or just a regular 8-hour person that can just come home from 8 hours work. He may have a business. He may be working 10, 12 hours. But you want him to stop working so much just so you can have more time at home with you and the children. Well, at the same time, what are you doing so that man can have more time with you and the children at home? Are you doing anything that allows him or creates that opportunity that allows him to come home and spend that much more time with you or the kids? What are you doing? And if there is enough money, and if there is enough time, and money ain't the issue, then that means there's something else on the table. Ladies, men are not to be controlled, but to be worked with. So if you're finding a man so you can control him, that means you came in with an agenda. That means that from the get-go, it wasn't about love. It was about your agenda. You purposely tried to find a man so you can control him. That was done on purpose. But you disguised it as love. And sometimes women would throw a lot of sex at you so you don't psychically pay attention to the game. So they keep throwing the sex at you. And every time you ask certain questions, they're going to keep throwing sex at you. Try to get your mind off so you don't ask the right questions. But when you start asking the right questions, she may respond to anger. She's going to start responding in an angry way. Like, why are you asking those questions? Who you talking to? Who you been talking to? See, now she's concerned about you're going to find something out about her that she has hidden. The same thing goes for a man too now, ladies. This ain't just about women. Same thing goes too for a man too. When you start asking that man questions and he ain't right, he going to start responding, oh man, this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third, same way. So what I'm trying to say is that a man and a woman, when they come together, they cannot have hidden agendas. A woman cannot come to say, okay, I love this man, but I want him to listen to me, but I'm a sort of listen to him. Then, baby, you're not really getting a man. You're not getting you see, men are different. You see, boys are different. Men are different. But boys look like men. Because if you put facial hair on a boy, he's going to look like a man eventually. But real men are different, baby. And again, I'm not saying all men are the same. We're different. I'm not saying that a dominant man is someone who don't listen to his wife. That's not what I'm saying either, because I know some people will say, well, a strong man need to listen to his wife too. Yes. If it makes sense, yes. If there's logic if it's logic and it makes sense and it's gonna help both of y'all, yes. I think a man should listen to his wife. Because a man don't know everything. That's why he marries his wife, because she's his better half. When he doesn't know something, she got it. When he doesn't have it, she got it. Y'all work together. That's what the relationship is. So I don't want people to think that when I'm talking about a dominant man, I'm talking about someone who don't allows his wife to have value, who don't allows his wife to grow up under him. You see, a good man is going to allow his wife to continuously grow up under him, because a woman has a talent. A woman has a worth. And that man can allow that worth and that value to flourish under him. But ladies, sometimes you may get a woman who don't want her value or her worth to increase, but she only wants your worth and value to increase because it makes her job easy. But then again, I say, so, you know, like Mr. Rella, when you say it's a great thing when you find a wife, that's what the Bible says, Mr. Rella. A man finding the good thing when he finds a wife, someone who's going to help him, someone who not will knock a man down because he's going through a hard time. Someone who's going to say, you know what, baby, I got your back. I know you're going through this rough time now. I know you got some things, but baby, guess what? I'm in your corner, baby. No matter what, I got your back. What do you need me to do, sweetheart? What it is that you need me to do? See, that's the type of woman. That's the type of talk a man need to hear. A man don't need to hear no talking about him, baby, what's going on, you know, and you judging him, you putting him down. You can't do this right. You can't do that right. It always seems like we got this going on, that, you know, nobody need to see all that head bobbing going on all the time. So thanks a lot. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So guys, just ladies, if you have a good man, find out what his desires are. And if his desires are positive and line up correctly, help that man out. He's asking you to do something and it's not immoral, and he's not asking you to do something that can bring harm to your body or to your self morals, then ladies, follow your husband. Because you more than likely got a husband that has a vision that's going to put you in a better place. But y'all got to communicate that with each other.
Sorry, I was muted. I was talking, I was muted. But yeah, man, thanks a lot, guys. That was awesome for me. All I gotta say is, for every man out there that's listening and watching this, just connect also, you know, connect to your spiritual side. Connect to yourself, connect to your soul, connect to God. And also and find who you are spiritually also, and that will give you strength, and that will show you the path, and that will show you the path forward. So, well, that's our time. Thank you, guys. On to next time.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad